Sparky, despite the fact that both of these players have been playing since before 2019, have not run into each other in tournament. They have a 0-0 history.
That's so weird. I don't even know how that works. After all of these years, they're finally meeting here for the first time at the Midseason Championship. That makes this battle even more epic between these two. A lot of space between them right now. Acno, he's going to be playing on the back foot so often, hoping he can back up with those down airs, maybe those fadeaway side airs as well, like we saw from Balloon Boy in the previous set. Trying to keep Wess off of him, but Wess is finding his way in. So much damage coming out from him as well. Getting that. No swap back over to the gauntlets. I thought he potentially might do that to juggle the weapons. Acno over on the edge. He's going to play it very carefully, getting over around Wess. Wess, I think, was fine with that, so he could throw out that side signature. Very scary over there on the edge. Nice. The neutral signature from Acno could spike if it makes a hit, but Wess gets the spike down and the first stock.
Yeah, got a little scary there as Wess was sweat beating as he dodged up. Neutral sig will hit.
Imagine. He gets the KO there. There's the down air, and he does it. Holy moly, he takes it just like that.
Wess up in a huge way, sitting on 3 stocks to the 1 of Acno, and he is incredibly healthy on this stock.
Dude, Wess did the same thing against Kinda. You absolutely need to expect that if it's coming, if you're playing up against Wess, because he did it against Kinda. There's the recovery for the KO from Acno, but he's a full stock behind.
He's going to deny that 3 stock. He does have the bow. This has been that weapon that's been sneaking out stocks against his opponents. Wess finally picks up a pair of boots, but you see him disengage. He knows that threat of that down sig is there.
Nice cross up. Acno thought he could change things up by going back towards the center of the stage, but Wess was ready for it. He's staying way far away from the corner.
Yeah, Wess is definitely playing around the threat of that down signature. You see the way that he kind of jumps in and then immediately backs away, expecting Acno to throw out that down sig. He's trying to bait it so that he can go in.
And even when Acno moves right up on the corner, you see Wess back up further over towards center stage, almost kind of looking like Hughes in that moment because he doesn't want to get caught by that down signature. He's seen the Acno sets this tournament. He knows what he's going for. There's the side light. Nice. Goes for the side signature, covering at the same level that the side light does. There's the side air. Weapon toss goes down. No, it doesn't come out from Wess. Trying to get the turnaround. There's the D-Sig. He should have the movement to get up unless he gets hit by this something, and that something is the D-Light into the ground pound coming out from Acno, evening it up in terms of stocks. Everybody now on last.
Yeah, Wess started off with 3 stocks and a healthy 3 stocks, but Acno managing to bring this one back. He's getting those stocks pretty quick against Wess.
The neutral air, potential juggles coming through. There's the side light, turnaround. You're seeing him chase dodge after these side lights as well, but he doesn't immediately commit to a move right after that. He wants to see so he can react rather than read what Wess is doing.
Wess gonna approach with that weapon toss, likely wants to swap over to the gauntlets.
Nice 3-piece.
Acno gonna deny that option. Once again, sticking on the bow, but Wess sitting back once again, has to respect that down signature.
Dude, amazing comeback so far from Acno, even if he loses this game. Like, he's brought it almost completely even between these two players. Wess grabs the gauntlets. No D-Light over the corner again. He's staying back. He's on the border between the first third of the stage and the middle third of the stage.
Ooh, Acno, he is able to come up, hits the side signature. That's gonna KO!
I'm telling you, man, that side signature is so devious. I feel like a lot of Brawlhalla players have forgotten how devious the Diana side signature is. I feel like I was sitting on the desk with Taza during the Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel online championship so many years ago and talking about how good that signature is, how it can grab behind you. You think you've dodged through it, but you still get picked up behind, and how important the backside of that signature is.
And I'm surprised Wess wanting to go back to this map. Figured he might want something a little bit bigger, but won't matter as right now we're back into game number 2. Wess started off so good in the last one, and Acno basically reverse 3'd.
You're seeing a lot more aerial gameplay coming out from Wess. Acno mostly staying glued to the ground. It feels like all the starters that he wants to go with are grounded moves rather than trying to find for the juggles unless Wess is flying really high. Almost enough. Does send very far off screen. Backing up again on that border.
You see him jump as Acno gets a little bit closer. Both whipping. It's going to be the down sig. Bounces him and gets the KO.
So Wes's game plan here seems to be we need to minimize the shenanigans that Acno can go for, because even in the quote-unquote more serious games that Acno's been playing in this tournament, there's still definitely shenanigan heavy. Diana's definitely a shenanigans character.
Whoa!
He doesn't want to get caught by that. He was staying basically stacked as well, so he's staying too close for that GCD sig to hit on the blasters. If we were talking about bow, I don't think Wess would have pushed that hard, but because he knew that Acno had the blasters, everything was different.
Yeah, he has to move a lot more vertically. You saw Wess go to the outside, maybe baiting for that down light, but instead just hits him with the ground pound as Acno was coming back up onto the stage. Once again, Wess with 3 stocks to the 1 of Acno, but we saw how that last game went.
We haven't seen too many of the D6s coming out from the bow. We just saw a GCD sig, and you saw how far away Wess was from it. So Acno, he's having to refine all of this. He can't just go for it. Even that, Wess is able to get away from. It felt like it was lightning quick, but Wess was ready.
Still touches.
Nice.
Down there, not quite enough. One more option, but Wess doesn't have the movement.
Still up. A full stock here onto Acno. Wess is going to be looking for the next weapon spawn. It goes right on top of his head. Goes for the neutral signature there. Doesn't find a connection. The juggle game potentially coming out from Acno.
Side light, immediate recovery. Wess going to get that one. He's going to tie things up.
Wess probably feeling pretty confident here, especially after that game. He's got to be feeling good. He's definitely forced Acno to change up the way he's been playing. He has to be so much more reserved, because you go for the goofy things like that, and Wess is ready. You're either going to take a stock loss or you're going to take a lot of damage. That time, Acno took both.
Now Wess definitely recognizing this is the way that Acno wants to play, and he's playing around it, like you said, forcing Acno to try to change up what he's doing, or at least bring out the goofiness in different ways.
And this is the mental game that Markimu was unsuccessful at ultimately, and why he lost the set against Acno is because he tried to continue playing the same game against Acno. Meanwhile, Wess is refining, he's adapting, he's learning how to play against us, and he's doing a fantastic job of it.
High in the sky, recovery not quite enough, despite going for it, despite being off screen, not quite enough damage onto Acno for that to KO. Just outspaced on that neutral line. Acno, once again, floating over Wess, but he comes down with that side air. Down light into the neutral air. Wess gets disarmed.
Oh, great pickup there from Acno. Again, he's been playing mostly bow here, but he swaps over to the blasters just so he can deny the weapon. Now the next weapon spawn comes in, back over to the bow as quickly as he can. Wess snakes away the gauntlets there. Stays high enough so he doesn't get caught by the down light right after the side light.
See Wess trying to play that edge guard. He was trying to go horizontal against Acno, but Acno managed to get above him in time. Wess back onto the stage. Acno right in his face, but nobody throws out a button.
Yeah, Acno actually spending a lot of time in dead center of the stage, so he's not trying to catch the goofy down signature right on the corner. He's not just retreating over to the corner, he's trying to hold that center stage so he can hold that over Wess as he moves back in, juggling the weapons. Acno with a nice lead.
And that makes it so much scarier, because when Acno decides to start throwing out those down signatures, Wess is likely going to be less prepared, because he's just expecting Acno to try to play that center game.
D-light, in-light, then recovery right after that does not hit, but still hits the two-piece. Wess, again, playing back from that wall. The fadeaway side air.
Jumps over. Once again, Acno sitting on that wall. Wess backing away and saw the dodge. Recovery's not going to do it. Over to
He's
the gauntlets.
still looking for it. You saw him immediately go for that recovery on gauntlet pickup as well, hoping he can KO off the top. He hasn't been able to do it yet. The in-light from the middle of the stage. He wished he hit that on the edge, but he didn't.
Can't hit the side air. He is sweating. Comes back down onto the soft platform. Acno, again, over to the wall. He knows Wess has to come to a halt whenever Acno goes to that wall.
Wess doesn't even put out a gauntlet D-light or anything. He goes in with the in-light. I can't believe you can pick up the D-sig that far away from the corner and still not have it bounce off the main stage.
He has enough horizontal at the start that I guess it's going to go over that corner. Wess going to be real nervous about that. Still hasn't gotten this stock off of Acno. Acno just chipping away. Those neutral airs will eventually do it for him.
Every time Wess, okay, there's the ground pound, but every time Wess was going onto that soft platform, that was still engaging in the vertical gameplay that Acno was looking for, so he could continue to juggle with the nairs. We're at that 45-degree angle. You know that bow recovery's coming out. There's the blasters. Nice falling side air. Gets the KO. Back to his full stock lead. Charging up that toss, now picking up the bow.
Acno feeling very healthy right now. Like you said, sitting on that bow. The weapon spawn is at the bottom. Wess immediately fast falls towards it. Side light, no dodge from Acno. Once again, Wess not going to push further.
Wess needs something big, and he needs it quick, because every single trade, hit-for-hit trade that he goes for with Acno, like his stock is dwindling and dwindling, falling away hit by hit. There's the in-light. The neutral air misses, but then he gets the recovery after. There's 3 hits, 4 hits, completely unanswered. Wess needs something huge. He needs a gimp, he needs a string, he needs something massive. He needs all of the above if he has any hope of going up 2-1 against Acno, or else this game is going to slip away from him. Look how grounded Acno is playing right now, but the second he goes for the neutral air, he does get punished by Wess.
Wess does get some good hits in, throws out that down signature, ground pound, gets him that touch, and it bounces above, but the down air, gonna spike him, weapon toss, and that should do it. No, Wess! Okay, the down air, Acno goes up 2-1.
I didn't know if he was going to be able to get the wall touch in time before that down air hit, but ultimately it didn't matter if he did one way or the other, because Acno was ready with the down air. The precision of that down air, now up 2-1. There you see the in-light that came out from Wess, the retreat from Acno back to the middle of the stage, and the neutral air is ready to KO right after that. Again, punishing that perfectly. If Wess wants to stay grounded, that's when Acno will go into the air. He has so much range with the down air. If he's above him, you're going to see the falling neutral air. He can even hit above you as well. One thing we haven't seen too much of is, I was going to say, the blaster's side air. As that's coming out now, we see it from time to time, but it's pretty rare compared to someone like Balloon Boy, who's going to rely more on those blasters. Let's see if Acno has a blasters game here, at least the way it's starting.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at that last one, had the blasters for 6% of the time, 43 damage dealt with his blasters. Definitely a noticeable difference here in game number 4, but right now, Wess needs this edge guard, doesn't hit the weapon toss. Acno goes wide, down like ground pound. Wess gonna get the first stock.
I love you see a big variation from Acno on that recovery. Like, you see him kind of fade to the left so he can get under the stage in case like a weapon toss comes down or anything like that. But then you see him move all the way to the right, really deep in that push-off column. But Wess was ready for that one as well. He had the movement to get over there in time, which is why you saw him close out that stock with the D-Light into the ground pound. Can he get the juggle going? There's the side air from Acno. Instant backup. You see a major backup, then a wait, then a major backup, then a wait.
I mean, Acno does have the longer distance grounded approach. Weapon toss not going to hit. Wess, ooh, a little awkward there as he did not hit his head on the first touch.
Yeah, his super low recovery gave Acno plenty of time. Okay, I was expecting the dare to come out, but no, he went in with the ground pound. Unfortunately for Wess, that ended up missing. He still holds the lead here. Even going in with the unarmed side heavy, he gets punished after that, whiffing wildly, and out came the down air from Acno to get the KO. Evening this up, but he's still about 45 to 50 damage behind.
Yeah, I mean, that was solid recognition from Wess on his boots. Knew that Acno still had the dodge, so he tried to just go for a big read there with that ground pound. It was like, if Acno moves wrong, past it, now even stocks.
Side air setting up the edge guard. The ground pound lands on the stage. I don't know if Wess wanted that or if he wanted to ride it down right along that wall. You know how steerable it is on the gauntlets. Recovering up, hoping to go high. The signatures, man, they're really starting to miss, and Acno's ready for almost every single one of them. The desync comes out. Wess does get the punish. The weapon toss hits as Acno goes high as well, but the landing side air gets him down. There's the D-Light into the recovery. Not enough to KO on Fortress.
Wess staying high in the air. You saw that recovery to keep him above. Tried to delay his touch back down to the ground. Hits him with that recovery. He's got the weapon advantage. He's got the corner advantage, but he goes off stage trying to hit Acno with the down air.
Back over to the blasters. We are even at this point. Acno going really high, shutting down that attempted approach with the down air. The weapon toss gets the dodge. The weapon toss does not get Acno's dodge.
Acno still without a weapon. Side air is going to do it from center stage. Wess, can he get himself an advantage? Can he force the game 5?
If you're a Wess fan out there, you're hoping he can hold on to this as long as possible. The weapon toss did come out. It did make a connection with Acno, but he was also able to snake away the bow spawn. We are so even here, Duke. Everybody is fresh on their final stock here in game 4. The victory here determines whether Acno finishes with a 3-1 or whether we're going to a game 5 here.
Wess trying to get in, dashes onto Acno, trying to catch him with that mix-up, but Acno goes high. Side light. This time Acno's going to dodge down. Wess not able to keep the pressure going, though.
After that dodge down, he did jump up on the wall pretty quickly after that. He didn't spend too much time camping over there. If you contrast that to the way he played like most of this set before, he was not recovering back to the main stage that quickly, at least on the top side of it compared to the wall.
Wess, while sweating, still tries to go for that turnaround. Hits that side air. Great read there. Jumps over the downlight approach from Acno. He's got a good damage build here, but it all comes down to that KO.
There's the weapon toss potential open up. Acno goes off stage.
Ooh.
It was a signature back onto the stage from Wess. You saw the GCD sig coming from Acno. He can probably do it if he hits that and it doesn't bounce off the main stage at this point. There's so much damage onto Wess.
He's backing away.
Oh, this is going to slow down Duke.
Doesn't want to risk getting caught by that down signature. Wess giving a lot of breathing room here. Wants Acno to come more towards the center. He hits him with the recovery. Still not enough. Denying weapons now as Acno is currently unarmed. He's sitting on the wall and Wess is respecting it, but he's going to play a lot closer to this corner.
Yeah, when Acno doesn't have a weapon, one more of those has to do it. The weapon toss just barely goes below Acno. He gets away from the gauntlet recovery as well. Here comes the bow. One D-Sig that doesn't bounce will do it. Oh, the weapon toss goes out. And Wess, the delay, just the moment, the smallest amount of delay he could do after the weapon toss. It hit. Acno expected him to be stacked or almost nearly stacked on top of him in that moment, which is why the instant D-Sig came out from Acno. And Wess waiting just that frog's hair of a moment, gave him the time he needed to punish the whiff lag of that down signature from Acno, and we're going to game 5.
Dude, South Americans everywhere breathing a short sigh of relief. It is just enough to get him into game 5. Well played from Wess there. Went for that weapon toss. Acno expected him to come in, like you said, throughout that down signature, but Wess had the spacing and came back in. We're going to a game 5 to see who's going to get into the top 3. Weapon advantage to Wess to start things off, but Acno immediately picks up some blasters.
That game was much more gauntlet favored from Wesley, but only about 100 damage difference, so not a lot between the two. Still, definitely, he spent more time on those gauntlets. The weapon toss goes high, trying to keep Acno weapon starved for as long as he possibly can. You shut down a lot of Acno's game plan. Not necessarily everything he could do, but at least the game plan that we've seen so far by keeping him weapon starved. Turning around that signature, he does that so often, either back into the wall or back onto the main stage.
He is getting some good hits in onto Acno. Going 2 for 1, but Acno now has that weapon advantage, and he's able to swap back to his bow. Wess still playing a little aggressive there, kind of a scary spot to be in.
Just hit the unarmed neutral air before picking up the boots. Does get punished there right on the corner as he goes in for the end light. There's the GCD light into the ground pound from Acno. Didn't need a weapon to do that one, just on the unarmed kit. Has a tiny lead as he swaps back over to the bow. Starting this stock off of Wess with a recovery.
Ooh, trying to catch him with that signature. Wess has not been very accurate with his signatures this set. Okay, side light coming out from Acno. Wess needs that recovery, gonna delay, and he will get it. Keeps us close.
Yeah, Wess really hasn't been able to rely on that on those signatures for any sort of KO like he was previously in some of his other sets that he played today and throughout this weekend.
I mean, it is a decent part of his toolkit is use those signatures. It sets up into a lot of the strings and the pressure that he wants to do. Acno's got SIGs of his own, hits him with a neutral signature, and Wess is gonna fall. This is a huge lead for Acno.
This is looking really scary for Wess. A full stock lead up on Acno in this game 5. Excuse me, a full stock up on Wesley in this game 5 situation. Wess has been around this game for a long time. He's been in a lot of high pressure situations. Same thing can be said for Acno.
Acno has so many advantages now. He's got the weapon, he's got the stage, he's got the stocks. He can really slow this one down and make Wess work for this finish. Right now, Acno with that bow, he's got the threat. You see him go to the corner, and Wess gonna back away.
Yeah, Wess giving him plenty of space here. They're both going to back up. If there's that much space between the two, like Acno can't really stress the range difference that these weapons have. They both start to move towards the middle before everything converges. Was that a D-Sig the wrong way? Was that a misinput, or was that a decision that Acno made in that moment, hoping for the cross-up?
Yeah, I think he expected Wess to come past. Most people want to send you out away from the center stage, so Acno attack towards it, but he's still getting damage built up onto Wess on his final stock here. Neutral light. Wess is going to need some big plays here if he wants to take this away.
Acno's only about halfway through second stock. Meanwhile, Wess, he's in the red on final. The down air converging with the stage, not getting over that corner. Wess hoping for the juggle. He just hits the neutral air, but not the KO move that he wants.
Doesn't hit the side air. Acno still with the bow. Ground pound right on the head. One stock each. Can Wess pull out a miracle?
What weapon does he choose to stick with? It's going to be the gauntlets. Neutral air to GC Inlight, hoping to send over. You saw him go down off stage. There's the Inlight on the main stage.
It's charged.
Does he finally do it? No way!
He gets it with the N6 slide charge to steal it away, and Wess goes into the top 3.
Dude, he bet it all Wow, in that singular moment, I can't believe Wess has some stones to go for that one. Holy cow, man. I cannot believe he just did that.
That is insane, but